Shadows of Eidos.
Chapter 6. The Echo of Eidos. Morning came with a thick fog enveloping Tokyo. Kai woke to a knock at the door. Aiko stood there, her face pale, her hands slightly trembling. "They were outside my house," she said, stepping inside. "Shadows. I saw them in the window. They didn't attack, but they were watching." Damn. Kai clenched his fists. The seal pulsed, and for a moment a shadow flickered before his eyes. A female figure with starry eyes. He blinked, shaking off the vision. "They know about you." "What do they know?" Kai's mother came out of the kitchen, her voice sharp. "Kai, you promised to tell me." I sighed, realizing the secrets were out. "Mom, Aiko is connected to this, just like I am. The Eidos shadows are hunting us. She is the key, and I mean something to them." Her mother looked at Aiko, then at Kai's seal. Her face tensed, but she nodded. "Then you both need to be careful," she said, turning to Aiko. "You'll stay with us until this is over." Aiko gave a faint smile. "Thank you," she said, though her gaze was anxious. Kai grabbed his phone and texted Misa. "Gather at the vacant lot. Urgent." Vacant lot behind the school, noon. The team assembled quickly. Misa stood with her arms crossed, axes hanging at her belt. Rin twirled a knife, her eyes glancing at Aiko with a smirk. Takeshi cleaned his chain. Yuta fiddled with his tablet. "What's the rush, rookie? You look like hell." Misa squinted. The shadows were at Aiko's house. Kai stepped forward. "She is the key to Eidos. Her light is linked to the gates." "Oh, a girlfriend surprise?" She leaned closer to Aiko. "How long were you hiding this?" "I didn't know." Aiko stepped back, her hands glowing. "Enough, Rin." Kai stepped between them. "We need to figure out what to do." Yuta looked up. "The shadows are active. Cameras are catching distortions. Signals from Eidos are pulsing. Something big is coming." "Or someone." Takeshi spun his chain. "Jiro?" The air trembled, and Jiro stepped out from the shadows. His cloak billowed, the rune-inscribed sword gleaming. "Bingo," he said with a cold smile. "Good to see you all getting along, especially you, Kai, and the key." "What do you want?" Kai stepped forward, darkness erupting from his seal, but the flow was too strong. He felt it pull him inward. A vision of the Queen of Lunar flashed before his eyes. Her hair flowed like night, her eyes sparkled with stars. Her voice whispered, "Join me." He shook his head, pushing it away. "Calm down, friend." Jiro raised his hands. "The Queen of Lunar wants you. Your seal and her light, it's the path to merging the worlds. If it happens, Eidos will consume your world. Shadows will become flesh, emotions their sustenance. Reality will collapse, and she will rule all. I'm here to convince you to go willingly." Misa lunged, axes flashing. "Convince? Like in Kyoto?" She threw a blade, but Jiro dodged, his sword deflecting the attack. "Still angry, Misa?" He laughed. "And you, Rin, same cat as ever?" Rin threw a knife. Jiro caught it and tossed it aside. "I gave you a chance," he said, eyes darkening. "Now I serve her. Soon you'll understand why it's right." "Screw you!" Yuta stepped forward. "You're a traitor." Jiro squinted, then returned his gaze to Kai. "Your power grows," he said, "but it will devour you if you don't submit. Think about it." He vanished into the shadows. Kai clenched his hand. The darkness in his seal throbbed like a second heartbeat, and a new vision ignited. The Queen laughing, reaching for him. "He's not lying about the merging," Yuta frowned. "If the worlds combine, it's the end of everything." Then we'll stop them. Takeshi spun his chain. Kai, you okay? Kai nodded, though his voice trembled. I see her. The queen. The seal. It's pulling me. Aiko grabbed his hand. Her light softened the darkness. I'm with you, she said. Evening Tokyo streets. The shadows attacked more frequently. As the team moved towards the warehouse, 3 creatures burst from alleyways. A spider, a wolf, and a snake, bigger than before. Kai surged forward, darkness lashing out, tearing the spider apart. But his head spun from the force. Misa threw her axes, decapitating the snake. Rin drove knives into the wolf. Takeshi and Yuta covered the rear. Aiko repelled shadows with her light. They won't stop, she said, breathing heavily. I can feel the call. Kai held her hand. We can handle it. After the fight, Misa wiped sweat from her forehead. Yuta, do you have a shower at your place? She asked, tired but warm. I'm all covered in that black goo. Yeah, of course, Yuta nodded, slightly embarrassed. Let's go. Yuta's house, night. Misa stepped out of the shower, wrapped in Yuta's towel, water glistening on her skin. Hey nerd, this towel is too short. Where's another one? Yuta, still in the shower, was under the water stream when the door opened. Misa entered, pretending accidentally, her eyes widened seeing him naked. Oh, I thought you were done, she said, but didn't leave. Her gaze slid over him. Yuta froze, water running down his lean body. Misa, he began, but she stepped closer, the towel slipping, exposing her chest. Shut up, she whispered, pressing against him. Their lips met, passion igniting instantly, her hands wrapped around his neck, his around his waist. Water mixed with their breaths as they became one, forgetting everything. Kai's house, night. Aiko sat in Kai's room clutching her parents' records. Her voice trembled. I'm the key. My family knew. My light, it can seal Eidos. Kai sat beside her, holding her. His hand with the seal trembled, the darkness inside pulsed like a second heartbeat. Then we'll use it, he said, his voice firm despite fatigue. Together. She pressed against him, her light gently calming his darkness. But if the shadows know, they won't stop, she whispered. Tonight was quiet, but I feel something is coming. Kai nodded, looking out the window. The fog thickened, the city's shadow seemed alive. Tomorrow we gather everyone, he said. We need to be ready. Rest for now. Aiko lay on the couch, eyes closed, fingers still clutching the records. Kai watched her, feeling the seal burn his skin. In his mind, the queen whispered, "You are mine," but he pushed the vision away. The night stretched long, and every sound outside seemed a harbinger of the storm to come.